What are you doing? Making our next 30 days on camera video. We're really far behind. Now quit looking at the camera and do your thing. You're gonna do it like that? What do you mean? You know, with a tripod? What's wrong with a tripod? It's just not how I would do it. Just because you've been playing around with your stupid bag doesn't mean tripods are obsolete. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's not how you split wood. Whatever. Ooh. Let's talk about this bag. This is what I've been calling my ghetto Cine Saddle. A Cine Saddle is a beanbag with a strap that people use to support their camera. You can throw it over your shoulder and rest the camera in front of you, or you can put the bag down on a surface and set the camera down on that bag and kind of use it to support the camera there on that surface. Now, Cine Saddle is made by a company in Australia, and it's actually a product name, kind of like Kleenex is actually a product, but I'm going to use the term Cine Saddle loosely. I first saw the Cine Saddle being used by documentary filmmakers, and I thought, what an overpriced piece of shit. These beanbags go for like $400. The more I thought about it though, I thought that is a kind of compelling way to support the camera, and it seemed very versatile. I already like to kind of cradle the Ursa 4.6K kind of like a football right in my arm, but the way I am, I just don't tend to get super stable shots that way. So I tossed an old sweater and a couple scarves in this old drawstring bag and decided I would test the concept out. Oh yeah. I tested using various lenses with and without optical stabilization. I tested using digital image stabilization and no digital image stabilization. And I tested at the various crop factors of the R5C. Maybe I'll post a compilation of those tests later, but I'll just summarize for now. I'm absolutely happy with the look that I've achieved using the Ghetto Cine Saddle, and it makes situations where I have to work really fast very easy because I can just prop my camera in it, move, reposition shots quickly. So what combination of lenses and crop modes did I like the best? My three favorites are going to be the three that I was able to put on the camera and just get great results the fastest. First, 24mm with optical image stabilization. This worked great at all crop factors, even Super 16, which on the R5C is like 2.5x crop factor. This lens worked good with or without digital image stabilization. My second pick is the 70-200mm lens, again with optical image stabilization. The one that I used was an EF lens, and I got great results. Took it on a job and was able to set it right here and just frame up shots. We were kind of in a documentary type setting, so that zoom range was great. This lens I think does work better with a touch of image stabilization. It would probably work great on a body with good IBIS as well. I do think once you go past Super 35, it's just too much zoom to actually get stable results, at least for me, using a system like this. And then I just recently picked up the RF 85mm with optical image stabilization. If you're seeing a theme here, it's the optical image stabilization. I used this lens on an actual job, and I was able to move around the conference room, quickly frame up faces, get over the shoulder shots, and it was just really efficient. This lens has worked well in my testing, even at a Super 35 crop. I have done some Super 16 crop with it, but that's getting a little borderline. Does work. Full frame or Super 35 was its sweet spot. And that's not to say my older lenses without optical stabilization didn't work well. They just took a little more time to get to work great. or I had to be a little more conscientious of my movements to get them to work great. I used these with some digital image stabilization or no digital image stabilization. I feel like the highest level of stabilization in the R5C is just too much. Now, that's not to say I wouldn't use these lenses on a professional shoot. I think the shoot would just have to call for the look of those lenses, which is already the case. I don't take the Helios 44-2 on every shoot because every shoot does not require a Helios 44-2. So if you want to try to achieve a very stable handheld look in very run and gun situations, try throwing a couple sweaters or scarves in an old drawstring sack and seeing what you can come up with. For me, I could see myself doing a version 2 of this bag with wider straps and maybe a slightly better shape for the camera. But I'm also looking forward to testing the real Cine Saddle if we can ever get one at work. Thanks for watching.